Hi class, here is the video for the test that you just took. I'm gonna go through each problem and show you what the best way to do it, okay? So there's two things I'm gonna do for each problem. I'm gonna describe what exactly is the question asking, and then definitely show you if there's a nice Desmos trick you can do. So the first one, it says, what is the solution? So solution just means like solve it, right? What is the x? You can also think about it as an x-intercept. So I'll go ahead and graph this here. I'm typing it in exactly the way it is. And then Desmos does this vertical line right here. And my answer is going to be 1. Not the 0, but the 1. X, because that's the x coordinate. So x equals 1. And that's about it, okay? The second question is asking, type your answer in the box. So this is one where you have to type it in. Your answer must be in the form of a fraction, so meaning that no decimals, okay? In the simplest form, Desmos will do that for us. Use the fraction bar. It's right there on your keyboard for the fraction bar. Okay, what is the value, okay, of this when x is equal to 4? So this is just where you have to take 4 and you have to plug it in. We're going to just put that in Desmos. So whenever there's a fraction, I do like to put the fraction bar. It's just a division symbol, or you can, you have it right there on your keyboard. So that's 3, and then you have x is 4, and then plus 2. That's it. Now it says decimal. Since I want a fraction, I'm going to press the little fraction feature, and that's 1/2. So I'm going to put 1 over 2. That's how I'm going to answer that. It says here, which expression represents 4 less than half a number? And so this one, like, Desmos will not help you. This is just something you have to know how to do. But remember that less than means these two get switched. So half of a number, right there, I mean, they all have half a number. Less than 4, so half a number less than 4, right there. When you would have a parenthesis, it would maybe say something like half of the difference between a number and 4. Okay, maybe we'll have some examples, but for this one, it's just pretty straightforward. And that's it. No help from Desmos. Okay, this question, you will for sure get this type of a question, and I'm going to show you how to answer this using Desmos. It says here, which binomial is a factor? So I do want you to think of factors as x-intercepts. So a lot of our questions will use the x-intercept. I'm going to, hold on. So the things that use x-intercepts are, meaning you can just look on the x-axis, are things that are solutions, okay? If you see the word solution, unless it's a system of equation, which we'll go over, you use the x-intercept. If it says factor, okay, this also, I think of it as an x-intercept. I'll add on to the list, but so far this is what we've seen so far, right? I said so far twice. Anyway, which of the following binomial is a factor? Okay, so then let's go ahead and plug it in. So I know I see 2 x-intercepts here. Don't worry about the numbers, what they are, but just worry about like what the factors are. So I'm going to go ahead and press the first one, x minus 2. Notice that they don't have the same x-intercept. Okay, so which means that this is not a factor. Okay, I'm going to cross that out. X minus 3, let's see what that is. Yep, that's a factor because they both have the same x-intercept. You can try the rest of them, but they're not going to work. Oh, I'll try it for you. See, not the same x-intercept and not the same x-intercept. Okay, so this question right here, it says simplify. So simplify just means that we need to do a bunch of algebra stuff to be able to divide this. Now, for this one, I cannot just divide it by 2 and then by 3 because this is one factor right here. So technically what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to factor out the numerator and cross out common factors. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and use Desmos for this, because since it's only an x right here, I can just see which one is equivalent, okay? Which one is the same. So I'm going to go ahead and graph this exactly the way it is. See, again, whenever it says simplify, you can use this method right there. And then I get a graph because everything gets divided out. And then I'm going to graph my answer choices and see which one matches the graph exactly. Notice it doesn't say factors. I'm not looking at x-intercepts here. I'm just looking for which expressions are the same. Okay? So that's not the same, because then it would have the same graph. That's not the same. They would have the same graph. Nope. So it has to be that. Yes, see? It's the same exact graph. And that's it. So anytime it says simplify or equivalent, I would use this method. Okay, it says here, identify each expression that is in the simplest radical form. So simplest radical form just means that I wouldn't be able to take out anything. For example, 50, I can further simplify this, right? Because 50 is the same as 25 times 2, and then I can take out the square root of 25, which is 5. So this is not my answer choice. It's not in simplest form. This right here is a simplest form because there's nothing I can do with the x. Whatever is underneath the radical, there's nothing I can do. So that's my simplest form. Same thing here. I look under the radical, 2xy. There's no perfect squares, so I cannot do anything there, which means that is my answer choice because it is in simplest form. Same thing here. 12. I know 12 has a perfect square in there, which is a 4. So I can definitely simplify this. I can take out an x squared. I can take y squared here, or y to the 4th out. So I can further simplify this. I can keep working on this, but these two, there's nothing else I can do. So they are in simplest radical form. So write the expression in simplest radical form. So we need to go ahead and simplify this. So to simplify, what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to make this bigger so you can see the form. So the first thing is I'm going to go ahead and take 12 and 36 and I'm going to multiply them together, because when you have parentheses and there's nothing written in between, that means they're being multiplied. So that's 12 times 36. They're the same radical. So I'm going to do 12 multiplied by 36, which is 432. Now, I need to simplify 432. And so to do that, there's a nice Desmos trick. So you're going to put that number 432 and you're going to divide it by x cubed. Because it's a cube root, I'm putting a cube here. Then turn it into a table of values. Press on the last thing there and just keep pressing enter until you get to all the zeros here. And then from here, just go back up. So the number on the outside is 6. And the number on the inside right here is 2. Wait, what? It's not there? Oh, it's right there. Phew. There you go. And that's how you would answer that question. So this is in simplest radical form. I cannot simplify the 2 anymore. Next question. Which expression is equivalent? So, alright, for this one, I will show you how to do this in Desmos and then go from there. So whenever it says equivalent, we can go ahead and match it. But the problem is, in Desmos, if I had just x, then I can just graph it. But since I have x and y, I need to be able to plug some other numbers in here. So I'm going to do 30. And then for x, I'll go ahead and maybe change it to an a, and I'll show you why. And then 24, I'll change it to b. 1/8. And then 32x, again, I'll put a. and then 6b right there. Okay, so for here, once you have this plugged in, you can go ahead and press all, and then just press like any, you know, random buttons right there for that. And then we're going to see which one matches this expression. Okay, so you don't have to like distribute and, you know, make some mistakes there. Anyway, for x, I did a minus 6b. Is that the same value? Nope. What about a minus 2b? It's the exact same. They're equivalent. So that's how I would do this problem. Okay. Of course, we can do this by hand by distributing, and then distributing, and then combining like terms. But this is another way you can do this in Desmos. Alright, this one, which is equivalent to cube root of 48 in simplest form. So to simplify, you need the number on the outside and the number on the inside. So since it's a cube root, I put x cubed. And then turn it into a table. Just keep pressing enter here. So there you go. It simplifies out to 2 square root of, or cube root of 6. 2 cube root of 6 right there. What is the simplest form? It's the same thing. Now, I'm going to put 128 divided by x cubed, squared, because it's a square root. I'm going to put squared, turn it into a table, press on the last one. Whoops. Okay, let me try that again. So let me try that again. So I'm going to do that, turn it into a table, and then press on the last one, and then just press enter until you get to the 0 point somethings, and then you can go back up, and so you have 8 square root of 2. Number 11, what is a factor? Okay, so this is also one of those questions. Remember I told you that whenever you see the word factor, you want to think about it as having the same x-intercept. Okay, so let me erase this. I'm going to graph my function or my equation. Now, since I'm trying to look for x-intercepts, because if I press n, it's not going to let me do anything, right? So I'm going to press x, and again, because it's saying factor, I'm going to look at the x-intercepts and then see which one has it. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. That one works right there. So that's the answer actually. But you can always check. See, this one also doesn't work. It doesn't have the same x-intercept. So do this nice little trick in Desmos whenever it's asking you for a factor. It says here, which polynomial is equivalent? So again, equivalent means they have the same number. So I'm going to go ahead and plug everything in here. I don't have to change it for an x. I mean, maybe you can if you want to, you know, graph it and check since it's only one variable. But if you have more than one variable, then you need to be able to do the slider. Okay, so I plugged it in. I'm going to plug in any number. Just plug something in. So I have -5/4. And then now I'm plugging this stuff in to see which one matches. Oh, that's the first one. There you go. You can check the rest of them, but that's the only equivalent one. Alright, I think I can do one more. So for this one, same thing. It says equivalent. So I'm going to go ahead and graph it. A and B. And then do that. B6, and then press all, press some random numbers in there, and then look for your answer choices. So 12 minus 3 is 9 on the top, and then I think it's that one, but let me check. A to the 9th power over B to the 4th power. Yep, see? It's the same exact one. Alright, I'll stop this video here, and then I'll start the next one.